Hello, lovely viewers from wherever you are watching us from. This is KCN. My name is Simba. Today I'm being joined by Austin Adika. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Fine, thank you.
You are doing good?
Yeah, I'm doing very good.
Imagine as we are speaking in Uganda, they don't really know it. As we are talking today, they don't watch on TV.
On TV Uganda.
Yes, and they don't watch Spark TV.
Yeah. Uganda is, in my own view, because I'm in the media industry, is at its worst, as you can be able to say. What is happening in Uganda is very disturbing because once we start seeing the closure of media houses, it means that there is something that they don't want it to be leaked or to get out, or there is a narrative that they want it to be sold to the people who are in the nation. So by closing some media houses, it is actually limiting press freedom, the freedom of speech, the freedom of information, freedom to information, right to information. It's a right. The right to information is being infringed because it is a must for us to be able to get to understand what is happening in the nation. So Uganda, something is wrong, something is surely wrong, and it needs, something needs to be done in Uganda by the world bodies. Yeah,
The international
community.
But now, Muhozi responded. He said, I was given this power by my father, he's the president since 2017, that I have the power to shut down here in Uganda. But as we are going to that point, do you think Muhozi is too much powerful? Or do you think Museveni gave a lot of power to his side?
I believe that after the president Museveni retires, I'm sure the general is going to take over as the president. That is of how we've been seeing things happening. This person is, right now Uganda is operating like it's a family business. When you see the president, the son of the president is the CDF. You see the wife of the president is the Minister of Education. You see that there is something that is really, really, really wrong in that nation. And when you look at all those top seats in Uganda, it is just one family that is holding that seat. So it means that there is a problem somewhere with the democracy of this particular nation. And right now, I don't think it is called the Republic of Uganda. That I don't think something is right there. Democracy has been totally thrown out of the window. They don't want anything to do with it. They just want to live. And I think that is very, very bad when you are in such a position. And even for the residents, for the citizens of that particular nation, it is very, very disturbing that things like these are happening. So, on my aspect, that is what I think. I think General Muhozi has been given too much power by the president to be able to oversee the things that are happening in that nation.
But now, let's talk about media development in East Africa. Let us not go very far from home. Somebody says any dictatorial government must have a say with the media.
Yes.
So, and we have seen this happening. I think the last election in Tanzania, that is some years ago, yes. There no foreign journalists.
Yes.
And I think there was a lot of censorship in the media. The same thing is happening in Kenya. You don't understand that. What's really happening? Is something that has been happening. Is that trend? It's happening. Is it true that bad government cannot go hand in hand with media? What are real things here?
It is true. To some extent it's true, to some extent it's not. But I will say it is true because in any government, so long as when a government starts being corrupt, when there is totally bad leadership in the government, there is a lot of oppression of the media. because one of the works of media is transparency, is to communicate the truth. So, and when you start doing these strong things, they don't want, the government does not want it. They don't want that truth to be out there in the public. So they will do whatever it is to be done to ensure that they shut it down. That is why you see, when you see a president of Kenya going on Twitter and tweeting about a newspaper and a media station, it means that there is something that media station is doing that is not right with him. And we've all been seeing what has been happening with the Standard Group and how they have been out here exposing the things that government have been doing. And I've been following this the special series that they've been doing about the lies of the president. And whatever they are saying is correct, because when you say you will do something in the next 3 months and you don't do it in that 3 months, that means you have lied.
And you are on record.
Yes, and it is on record. Like, for example, I'll ask you, how many times has he spoken about Navy Bridge? He has said that this Navy Bridge, in the next 3 months, we are going to do this. The next time he comes, we have already contracted a contractor. He's on site. Work is about to begin. The other time he comes, said, now we have allocated money. It's going to happen. And you are like, now we are now 4 years into his government. What is being done? What has been done in that particular space? And once the problem with the presidency of Kenya and the media, and generally East Africa, is that once you did not, once the way you got into politics was through some shady things,
Once
you will
get
not.
there, they will try to expose.
Yes, and you know there are some people who have the details of what you have. Once you get into power, your work is to secure yourself, to ensure that you are safe, to ensure that everything that you've been working for is yours, and everything that you had done that was wrong does not get into the daylight. That is why they come with all this censorship that we see in Tanzania. And it is on record that Mama Samia Suluhu was saying that democracy in East Africa is a very different thing. So you have to internalize that word, that statement that he said. So when you say that democracy in East Africa is very different from democracy in other world, what does that statement mean? When President Samia Suluhu was saying that after meeting with President William Ruto, was saying that we have discussed on how we are going to deal with these mannerless kids who think that they are freedom fighters. I know you and I know that they were referring to Gen Zs. You know that there is surely something wrong somewhere, because even in Uganda, when you see people now are being denied entrance. Martha Karua the other day was denied entrance. She was supposed to be there legally representing the opposition leader in court, and she was denied access. So how things operate in East Africa is a bit different. And my fear, my biggest fear, and perhaps it should be the fear of a lot of us who are yearning for change. My fear is when President William Ruto, Mama Samia Suluhu, and President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, when they start working together. Because when those three people start working together peacefully, you can be assured that East Africa is going to be controlled by 3 countries